This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
Hey, welcome back. Jonathan Clark. We're in the studio with 311, or maybe, 40% of the band at this point?
Yes, that's good math.
Yep. So that's
2/5.
Yeah, we got Nick and Peanut from the band. They're playing the PNC Bank Arts Center July 24th, Jones Beach, July 26th. All the tour dates, 311.com. We have a new album to talk about, Voyager, the 13th studio album. So 13 albums. Now, conceivably, you guys could do the ultimate jam band thing and play for 13 hours. Right? Have you ever thought about that? Probably not.
Lucky 13.
Yep, make the news, make the local news.
Right,
Band collapses and dies on stage.
Not enough sandwiches, in parentheses.
I think the National played for like 2 days or something, or a day or something at some gig recently, and they played the same song for like, I don't know, hours and hours. But it was like a jam thing. Obviously, it went different places, but...
What we do instead is we pour 13 hours of energy into one show.
That's
a normal-sized show.
You know,
it just gives so much more energy.
Your media training is really paying off. It's fantastic. That is such a great answer. But what is it like? I mean, you got 13 albums. You got to pare it down to what? An hour and a half, 90 minutes, 2 hours? Is it hard to select the songs? You got to play the hits, obviously, but...
Yeah, we have a Setlist meeting after sound check each day and have try and make a just the right overview of the blend of old and new. And now we have a new album, so we're really excited to play those new songs. And then there's some classics that people love to hear songs from their formative years. And I mean, that's what I do when I go to a show. But we also want to keep changing up for the enjoyment of the band and the hardcore fans. So it's a balance. We talk it out.
You guys always tour in the summer. Is it 20 summers in a row now that you have toured every single summer?
We shouldn't have taken that one summer off.
Yeah, 98.
What were we thinking?
Yeah, every year.
But you tour other parts of the year too, other than summer, right?
Well, spring's a busy time for us where we rotate between the 311 Caribbean cruise one year and then 311 Day, which is like our big special convention almost, because people come from all over the world.
And that's when we play a ton of songs from a ton of different albums.
Yeah,
and dig really
You'll
deep.
never know what you're going to hear next.
But is the March 11th show at the same place every year?
It's been in Vegas for the past few years. It started in New Orleans. It moved to Memphis for 1 year, but it's Vegas works great because it's a party town and it's convenient to get in there, and hotels and everything. It goes crazy.
Did you ever have, like, speaking of touring, did you ever have one of those horrible winter tour things like back in the day where your van broke down like somewhere in the Midwest and during a blizzard?
Oh yeah, we got a good one for that.
Let's hear it.
Canada.
Oh yeah, we just had
I got one word for you. Canada.
That brings it all back.
Yep.
Right as we got across the border into
like
Canada,
20 clicks.
Yeah, we heard this like clunk, this huge loud clunk, and the thing just grinds to a stop.
We're in an RV.
In an RV.
The axle seized.
Yeah.
It was no longer spinning. It was just a piece of still iron with wheels attached to it.
So we called the venue the Town Pump Vancouver, and they came and got us and our instruments and took us to the place. But then we found out it was going to take a week for them to get a new axle. So we were stuck in Vancouver with very little money. It was like our first tour.
No money.
And we stayed at the house of the person that booked us for a week waiting for this axle. I had to call my dad and I was like, can you please put an axle on your credit card and send it up here to Vancouver?
Man, oh my God.
He's that.
Yes.
And
My
it was
dad's good
cold?
like
Was
that.
it very cold? Was it wintertime then? Or
Yeah.
was it...
It wasn't freezing cold, but it was
It's like frosty.
It was uncomfortable.
In the
I remember
morning.
I was wearing wool pants for some reason. I had some Russian Army wool pants that I got from a thrift store and was like, I'm going to wear these today. And it turned out to be a week-long experience.
I'm going to wear these for a week
in
now.
the itchiest pants you can imagine.
Oh, my God. So the promoter that booked that show, are they like VIP'd for the rest of till the end of time?
We thanked them on the album after the next album.
Oh,
We're like,
my
Thank
God.
you so much for putting us up for a week. And we
that
ate
was
her
great.
food. And
Oh, my God.
Talked about Frank Zappa. It was great.
Oh, man.
Good times.
Hey, so congrats on this studio album number 13, Voyager. I listened to all 13 tracks. Crossfire, Dream State, What the, Better Space, Rolling Through. I just have this vision of you guys when you've done all the final mixes, you're in the studio and you're listening to playback. How do you you probably don't stop yourself from dancing, but I'm thinking you're dancing the whole time, right? I mean,
with an energetic album like this, it makes you dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You better be. It makes me think of working with Ron St. Germain, guy who did the Blue album and a bunch of other albums with us and from Chaos. He was in the studio just rocking. And that's when you knew it was right. And
In leather pants.
Yeah, we carry that along. Yeah, in leather pants for weeks on end.
Well, speaking of Kiss and leather pants, you were telling a story before we started, which you must relay to your fans on Facebook, as we're Facebook Live right now. You actually played New York City, Madison Square Garden, and you opened for
Kiss when they were first back in makeup.
first
after the
tour
long
with
hang-
makeup
In-
after the non-makeup,
In
right?
New York, yeah.
Wow. Talk about that night.
Well, it was very intimidating.
Yeah, they said if we went into their dressing room hallway that we would be kicked off the bill.
Yeah, we were only allowed in this little tiny hallway to just stand there and wait for our set.
Is that by the Frank Sinatra photo or the Rolling Stones photo? One of those.
So long ago.
It was some room. It was just some empty room.
But the crowd was not the best for us, but we heard we got booed less than most of the openers that opened for Kiss. So that in
Wow.
itself was
Yeah, we were way better than Fuel.
Meanwhile,
I
like,
think.
were you like, I have 0 Fs to give. I'm playing Madison effing Square Garden.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
We were on the rise.
We
like,
delivered. We delivered. It was a great show, no matter what the audience thought.
It was an exciting. We on that same year we had Kiss, but then we also went on the Horde tour, which is the hippie tour. We had the
Yes.
Warp tour, which is the punk tour, and we had the Cypress Hill tour, which was the rap tour. So that was 4 totally
What
disparate.
a year. That's a
Yeah.
fantastic year right there.
We're the only band that could fit in with those
Right.
4 different scenes.
311 in the studio with us. We've got Nick and Peanut. The new album is Voyager, and they're playing the PNC Bank Art Center July 24th, Jones Beach July 26th. All the tour dates, 311.com. The band has had the same members since what year?
Well, 90. At first year or two, SA was like a guest vocalist, but we've been together since 90. June 10th so we just celebrated 29 years.
That's an accomplishment in itself. And I was reading that article, an interview with you, Nick, where you mentioned that you had worked with Bob Rock on a couple studio albums, Uplifter, I guess, a Universal Pulse. Right after he worked with Metallica for Some Kind of Monster insanity, and he gave you sort of some pearls of wisdom, I guess, right?
Yeah, both watching the movie, the therapy that they're doing in there, and then working with him and having him kind of implement some of those things. Well, don't use those trigger words like boring. Nobody wants to hear that their idea is boring or lame, or like you got to kind of learn to speak in a nonviolent kind of way. And so we definitely took some lessons that have helped us navigate in a civil manner.
Right. So you guys, you give each other crap every now and then, but it's all in good fun, right? I mean, because not many people stay together for 30 years it'll be next year?
Yeah, you got to be ready to not get your way and, respect democracy. We luckily have 5 band members, so it's going to be 3-2. We don't have a quorum right now. We only have 2 band members, but when you have 3,
It's always 3-2.
It's like the Supreme Court, 9, 5,
need an odd number. So, but we know we have something special, so we take care of it. And it all started with friendship. I mean, it's a lot of bands today or maybe have 1 or 2 original members and a bunch of sidemen, but we have like that real thing that started in my dad's basement. And it was, we were friends, we were partying together and had a dream. And so it's very organic, and it's cool. And it's going to be great to have a 30-year anniversary next year.
Do you have any cool things planned for that? Or you're working on them as we speak? Or?
Yeah, we're planning stuff.
I like what Helmet's doing, like 30 songs a night, 30 states, 30 shows, something like that for the 30th anniversary.
Wow,
They're
that's kind of ambitious.
Can
It sounds
Can we just say
ambitious.
that we thought of that? And
Yeah.
I mean, all
Copyright
right.
that.
Yeah. No, how cool, they've got to do it too. And it's great ideas, to be supported even, after taking a big long break and losing band members and all like that. I love seeing Helmet put it together. We saw them play in front of like a dozen people in Omaha in this tiny little
1990
Eagles
80,
Hall,
something like that.
Yeah. They just had marshals on the floor and drums on the floor, no riser.
ear splitting
loud.
Nice.
One of the best shows ever.
Tell me about this film you guys released this year, 311's Enlarged to Show Detail 3. What is that about? Because I saw a preview, a trailer.
What was it, 15 years in the making?
Something like that. I think it was more than that, actually. But it's our behind-the-scenes doc that now with the expansive time between the second and the third, we can talk about how we've infiltrated these people's lives and what it means to them.
Because it's all about the fans. This is really about the fans, this film?
Yeah. It's I mean, it's not as much of a, hey, we're crazy, we're having the time of our lives on the road. It's more like, this is turning into, how does this affect people's lives?
Deeper subjects,
you can only do that with time.
Testimonies of people talking about what our community has meant to them. And for when, it was only in theaters for one night, but we're working on getting it distributed so people can see it again. But for me,
if there was only a format that was like ones and zeros that we could just
nudge our
send
lawyer on that thing. But
it was great. It was in 200 theaters. It was like all over. It was like 60,000 people, something crazy saw it. Or maybe I'm getting the numbers wrong. But it was flattering, to say the least, to even have one theater show it in Hollywood. And we all saw it together, brought the kids out. Some of the kids.
And usually
it was great.
When you're doing a 311 thing, we have a lot of stuff we have to remember. But that night for the premiere, after me and Peanut went and said a few words to the crowd at the Egyptian Theater.
Not awkwardly, totally not awkwardly at all.
But then I could just sit there and feel and watch this movie, and there was, it was packed with fans and they're all cheering and stuff. It was super emotional to not have to work or do anything and just to feel what 311 is to us and to people. It was really special.
I really want to see it. I really want to see it after seeing the trailer. I definitely will. So let me know when we can stream that or whatever. Peanut, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Your top 5 bass players of all time.
Oh gosh, Cliff Burton, Flea,
Bootsy.
Steve Harris. Yeah, put Bootsy in there. And the 5th one will remain a question mark because there's always room for more heroes.
Geddy Lee? No Geddy Lee?
I mean, of course he's great, but what he's good at is everything. He's like Paul McCartney. He should be on the list too, but he's so much better than everybody. There's a different list for people like that.
Have you checked out his big, beautiful book of bass?
No, but I heard I should. I heard it's amazing. And I need to read Victor Wooten's stuff, and he should be on the list too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like a mind blower. Like, what are you doing?
Well, Nick, I'll ask you the same question. Maybe rock and roll vocalists or guitar players. You pick.
Well, Paul McCartney is the greatest living musician, and just how well-rounded he is, and that he really works. Just to read the story of Beatles songs about how, well, this song came out of a piano exercise where I was trying to get better at this, and it's such a wide array of stuff that he could do well. My younger hero is Joe Strummer, so getting to record with him and hang out with him and have him tell me stories was incredible. And the fact that he had a 311 sticker on his boombox, it was one of my most proudest moments, because I guess, I think he felt that we were kind of carrying on what the hybrid music that they made. So that was very gratifying for me. But do I need to come up with 5?
You don't have to.
I guess I love a lot of great writers like Gershwin and Bernstein, and people from an earlier era that just really focused on great melodies and lyrics. And so the classic American songbook.
It is 311 here in the studio with us. Their new album is Voyager. Everyone go out and buy it right now. It's fantastic. And they're going to be touring. We're on tour right now. All the tour dates, 311.com. And see them at the PNC July 24th, and then Jones Beach, July 26th. Guys, congrats on the new album. Fantastic. Please come back anytime. I was thinking about this. I've played you guys on 4 different radio stations that I worked at.
That's awesome.
Great.
Do you remember?
We owe you.
That's why
No. Do you remember WDRE, WLIR, like back in the day in Long Island? That's where I first started playing you guys.
Cool.
Matt Pinfield wasn't over there, was he?
He wasn't over there, but Cousin Ed was.
I remember.
Do you know this Cousin Ed guy?
Yeah, that sounds familiar for sure.
He was converting everybody on the air staff at WDRE about this new band, 311.
Yeah, and can you believe they're from Nebraska?
Yeah, right.
So unlikely.
Yeah, right.
Wait, the guy's gonna rap. Wait, and then
really?
Wait,
Nebraska
reggae break.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, then hard rock, and then
Imagine how high these guys are to think of these ideas.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Come back anytime.
Hell
Fun
yeah.
hang.
Thanks
for having us.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.